Welcome to my channel. Take a moment to like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. And here are my books available on Amazon and wherever fine books are sold. Now let's get back to it. This is my Alberta lemon peach tree. An Alberta lemon peach tree, and I am pruning it, and I always keep all of my prunings to use in my Hugelkultur layers. If you're not familiar with traditional Hugelkultur, then Hugelkultur uses whatever natural materials you have at your hand to do natural composting and create weed-free garden soil beds. So that's what we're doing in this video. If you are new to Hugelkultur, it's a method of low-water, weed-free gardening that was invented in Germany in the 1970s. If you've ever been to Germany, you know that it's green and it rains there all the time. In Germany, they do traditional Hugelkultur in 6-foot-high mounds, but Hugelkultur has to be modified depending on your own climate. My climate is with no summer rain and no humidity, and in the greenhouses we're trying to use as little water as possible, and so I've modified the Hugelkultur, and I'm taking these branches now so that I can go and chop them up. And you may wonder, why am I chopping up my branches? That's because I've learned the hard way over the years that I could take these branches and put them into the bottom layer of my growing box just as they are, it's true, or I could cut them in half. But I've learned the hard way over the last 20 years that if I do that, it'll create sinkholes, because it's impossible to compact everything around that bundle of branches, and the soil slowly filters over several years. It filters in between those branches, and then sinkholes begin to appear and can swallow up whole plants. I've had whole beets and whole turnips swallowed into the sinkholes, and so I've learned that it's best to chop this up, to shred these, so that I'm not creating sinkholes. So that's why I shred all of my branches. That's one of the modifications, one of many modifications that I've made to traditional Hugelkultur. So when you're doing Hugelkultur, you put, this is modified Hugelkultur. I'm putting wood on the bottom, and this is, just orchard. And then in the middle layer, I'm going to put anything that can be turned into grid compost on its own. So This is shredded Christmas tree. And then I'm kind of thinking it might be nice to have a little more than that. Let's see what else I've got. Well, let's see. Here's some leaves. Here's some leaves somebody gave me. So these would be good. Pine needles are good. Leaves are good. Grass clippings are good. Rabbit, guinea pig, gerbil manure. And then I'm going to take this box, which I have grown cotton in for the last couple of years. And it's time to let that move on. And I'm trying to turn this upside down because, as you can see in the bottom of that box, there was pine needles. This is all old pine needles and some pine cones. A few pine branches. Okay. And then we can put some good growing mix. This is a seed mix, and I'm trying to see if I have any scissors in here, and I don't see any scissors. So we'll just use those pruners. And then we'll just put this on here because this costs money. Everything else we've put in here doesn't cost anything. But I want this. And I haven't decided. I want this really good mix on the start. And I usually put this good mix on the top of all of my boxes. Unless I'm doing transplants, I can put my own compost in if it's transplants, but this mix is really good for starting seeds. I haven't decided what I'm planting in this box yet. So I'll let that sit for a day or two, and then we'll see what happens next. We'll see how far it sinks, and if it sinks too far, I'll put some more of that soil mix back in here. You can already see, though, it's starting to sink. Which is what we want it to do. And then I just have to figure out what I'm going to plant in here. But I was sitting out here in a storm the other day, and I thought, you know what? There's room for an island here. And there's just enough room for me to get around it. So that's it. That's how you Hugelkultur a growing box for the greenhouse. And I'm going to decide another day what to plant in there. And speaking of planting, in case you haven't ordered your seeds yet, this is my website, seedrenaissance.com. And also here's information about how I could help you if you want a geothermal greenhouse that is guaranteed to grow 365 days a year. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. Bye.